The Killer Clown Conviction. On the 12th of March 1980, a Chicago jury found John Wayne Gacy guilty of the murders of 33 men and boys. He was sentenced to death the next day and was later executed in May 1994. John Wayne Gacy, often referred to as the Killer Clown, was born on March 17, 1942 in Chicago to John Stanley Gacy and Mason Elaine Robinson. Being a sickly, overweight and uncoordinated child, Gacy was unable to perform at sports or bond with children his age. Gacy later realized that he was attracted to men and experienced great turmoil over his sexuality. Now, despite not graduating from high school, Gacy attended and graduated from the Northwestern Business College in Chicago. He then worked as a salesman and manager at a shoe company. In 1964, he got engaged to Marlene Myers. After this engagement, Gacy moved to Waterloo, Iowa to manage his father-in-law's KFC restaurant. Gacy later became a self-made building contractor and Democratic precinct captain in the Chicago suburbs. Well liked in his community, Gacy organized cultural gatherings and was active in political organizations and the J. Seals Civil Group. He later called this the happiest period of his life. He was a member of a Chicago area Jolly Joker Clown Club and frequently performed in clown attire, and this is where the name Killer Clown was coined. In 1968, Gacy was accused of sexually assaulting a teenage boy and attempted to assault another. He was convicted and received a 10-year prison sentence, after which his wife divorced him and received full custody of their children. Gacy was released on parole after serving 18 months of his sentence. He was, however, arrested again the following year after another teen claimed that he lured him to his car and drove him to his house, where Gacy tried to force him into coitus. The charges were dropped when the boy did not appear for trial. Now, with financial assistance from his mother, Gacy bought a house in Norwood Farm, Illinois, where all his future murders would take place. John Wayne Gacy committed his first known murder in January 1972 after luring a 16-year-old Timothy McCoy to his house. He later stabbed McCoy to death the following morning. Gacy discovered that he received intimate gratification from killing McCoy and later said, and I quote, "That is when I realized that death was the ultimate thrill." End quote. Another victim of Gacy's was John Bartkovich, an 18-year-old employee of his whom Gacy lured to his house with a promise to discuss overdue pay. Now, once there, Gacy gave him alcohol, tricked him into putting on handcuffs, and then strangled him. By the mid-1970s, 2 more young men accused Gacy of rape, and he was questioned by the police about the disappearance of others. Gacy referred to this period of his life as his cruising years, when he committed most of his murders. Most of his victims were buried on his property, with several placed in a common grave underneath his casual space. Now, on 11th December 1978, 15-year-old Robert went missing after telling his mother he was going to meet Gacy to discuss a potential construction job. Robert's family filed a missing person report with the police, which led to the search of Gacy's house. Now, After a lengthy period of police surveillance and investigation, the police discovered a receipt in Gacy's house that had belonged to Robert, and this resulted in further searches of his house, eventually leading to the discovery of trenches filled with human remains beneath his house. Now, Gacy eventually confessed to killing 30 people. His trial began on February 6, 1980, where he pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity and went to trial on 33 murder charges. On March 12, 1980, after a short jury deliberation, Gacy was found guilty of committing 33 murders and became known as one of the most ruthless serial killers in American history. And that is the event that graces our Today in History segment. Like, share and subscribe for more historical content.